Alright everybody, it's the Fade here coming back at you again with another Pogo PvP Ascending the Tower episode. We came across some really nice spicy teams here. We may or may not have gone 5-0, but we had some really tight battles here and it's been really fun getting this content for you. If you like the video, giving it a thumbs up or a like will help my channel out greatly. You don't have to, only do it if you like the video. But also please consider subscribing. It really helps the channel in a big way. Without further ado, everybody, let's get stuck in. Alright everybody, welcome here to this Ultra League Premier team that we've been running here with some great success. We've managed to put together the 5-0 run that we had with the team you see below, which is Charizard with Fire Spin and Blast Burn, which you'll need an Elite TM for if you do not have it already, with Dragon Claw as the second option. Then you have Gengar with Shadow Claw, Shadow Punch, which is also an Elite TM move if you don't have it already, and Shadow Ball. Then in the rear we have Gallade with Confusion, Close Combat, and Leaf Blade. So let's get stuck into this first matchup here, everybody. So we have Charizard on the lead against a Roselia, which is a Roserade, which is a rather positive matchup. If the Roserade can get to a Sludge Bomb, it could do a lot of neutral damage. But it looks like they've pulled the trigger a little bit too early here for it to be a Sludge Bomb. So I'm predicting that it might just be a Weather Ball, but it is actually a Grass Knot, which does a decent amount of damage for a grass-based attack. Now we're going to try and get that Dragon Claw off, which will be the end, well not the end, but do enough damage to just be able to farm down the Roserade here, and the opponent knows that, so I've not offered anything in return, which is kind of silly really. You can get a bit of chip damage on the way out surely. And now we want to try and get rid of one of those shields here on the Swampert, because then we can possibly come in and get to 2 Leaf Blades on Gallade. Nice bit of lag there, cost us the Excellent, and they didn't shield it. So now we're going to have to try our best to get to the Leaf Blades. They've come in and brought in the Venusaur instead here, everybody. So this is not so great of a matchup here for our Gallade. But if we can get this Close Combat off unshielded, that'll be the end of Venusaur. I mean, the Leaf Blade probably would have done it too, and I wouldn't have had to have suffered the defense drop. So that was a bad decision on my part. I will have to use the shield here, which is unfortunate. And there's still a lot of time left on the trade over on the right hand side for a quick switch out, so I will have to stay here and try and commit to the farm down. Unfortunately we don't get there. I do throw up the shield here because I do want to get rid of that last shield on the opponent here, so it's a rather advantageous position against this Swampert. So now I can throw the Leaf Blade real quick, and now the switch timer should be close. Maybe I can swap out and get the Gengar in to absorb. And unfortunately I can't. There was half a second left on that switch timer, so the Swampert will be hitting the Hydro Cannon here, which will be the end of Gallade. And now what I've got left is both rather weak to a Swampert here. I need to try and catch that on the Charizard because the Gengar has full energy there. So a Shadow Punch will be enough to say goodbye to Swampert at this level. And we've eaten the Hydro Cannon on Charizard, which is a super effective move, but then we've got the Gengar coming in with a quick fast attack there to get up to the charge, and then we can throw that Shadow Punch. That's going to be good night here for Swampert, my biggest enemy #1, because I absolutely despise Swampert. It's always satisfying to get the win against a Swampert. So game 2 here, we roll into Master PK 1000. And we are looking here now to try and have another positive lead, but we've actually got a really bad lead. We will try and get a little bit of farm here for Charizard before switching him out, because we will be able to, well, if we can get a shield here actually, that's a smart idea, because then we can come in with multiple Shadow Punches on Gengar, which will do a lot of chip damage. But instead we've pulled out the Gallade, because Gallade might be able to farm down completely here. But we've seen the switch out, and that's for Alligator that's come in. It's a rather strange move, bringing in a straight grass type here against Gallade, who can be sitting on multiple Leaf Blades here. If we're able to get to a second Leaf Blade and get rid of the second shield here, then that puts us in a spot where our Gengar can come in with double shields and just absolutely farm this team so far that we've seen. We've got enough chip damage going through here on the Feraligatr. Yeah, don't waste a shield here, that would be silly play. We've got Gengar with double shield here. While Charizard is already weak to both of these guys, we can come in and get a good amount of farm here off this Feraligatr. We can farm down with just one shield used, so that'll have us with fully stacked energy against no shields with a Gengar. That is the dream scenario, the absolute dream scenario. And they are going to give it to us on a silver platter right here because this Feraligatr doesn't do enough damage here to get rid of the Gengar. He switched out at the last second, so we'll throw this here Shadow Punch, do a bit of chip damage on the Venusaur, and we'll try and switch out with a bit of loaded energy here on the Gengar. As you can see, we come in and we'll look to farm down here on our friend here Venusaur, and if this is a Sludge Bomb, that will be the end of Charizard. And it is a Sludge Bomb, and that was a good shield. That was a very good shield there. So now they have nothing. We can try and farm down. Oh, they've got the 1 HP in a dream right there. If they throw another Sludge Bomb, it's game over for Charizard here. But that's good because it gives a bit of farm more on Gengar. They've done a Frenzy Plant. That must have been a mistake, surely. They must have pushed the wrong button there. There's no way that was the correct button to push. We're waiting to see what he's going to throw in. He's thrown in the Ampharos, who's just going to eat this Blast Burn straight to the face. No shield. And that Ampharos was sitting on a whole bunch of bulk energy from the start of this match. And we managed to knock out his strongest Pokemon here, and we'll just throw out that Dragon Claw to see the end of Feraligatr. So that actually worked out really well from a huge mistake from our opponent there. That was a huge let-off. I don't know if it was the wrong pick, he undercharged. I don't know what he was trying to do, but unfortunately that big mistake just cost him that game. Then we move into the next one here with Charizard on the lead against a Sceptile. That's another positive matchup. So we're going to try and farm as much energy as possible, but it's been topped straight out for a Gengar. So we're going to farm a bit of energy here on the Charizard, try and throw that Dragon Claw, which does get a whole chunk of neutral damage if it goes unshielded. This will just be a Shadow Punch, so it won't do a great deal of damage. So we're still in a really good spot there. We'll throw that Dragon Claw, hopefully get the shield. And then here you don't want to switch into the mirror matchup when you have a Gallade in the back. You want to switch to the Gallade because those confusions do massive damage, as you'll see. Look at that, it's just 3 and Gengar will be out of this game. So we'll take the shield because any shadow attack does super effective damage on Gallade. And now we'll just be able to simply farm down this Gengar and have a whole heap of loaded energy for whatever comes in next. So let's put us in another really good spot here. Sceptile is back, and a close combat will do enough damage to eliminate a Sceptile. So throwing up the shield here is a good idea. We might be able to farm to 2 close combats. There we go, we've got one off. Will this go shielded or unshielded? They might be thinking it's Leaf Blade bait, who knows. But this close combat at this range would be a one-hit shot, and look at that. Kapow, he's gone. We've managed to get rid of it, and the last one in the back is another Swampert. Oi. So we've got a good bit of energy here on our Gallade. What we're going to do here is try and switch out the second that the timer comes up, which isn't too long away from now. And we'll be able to tank a Hydro Cannon on a full health Gengar, which is great. We may even be able to outpace the Swampert to a Shadow Ball. I don't know. We'll see. I think it does actually outpace to a Shadow Ball. Yeah, we did. We beat him to the Shadow Ball. So that'll be game over here for our opponent. This will be doing stab damage from Gengar, who has massive base damage. Maybe he tried to farm us down, I don't know. I'm pretty sure that Gengar shouldn't outpace a Swampert in that position, but we'll take the win either way. So we've got J14 coming in here against us with our Charizard lead. Let's see what we're up against now. So it's a Dragonite again on the lead. If we're able to farm to a good couple of Dragon Claws here, that'll be enough to get Dragonite out of here. Dragonite is a big problem for our team. We are weak to him across the board because Dragon does decent neutral damage to Gengar, and both of the attacks from Gallade don't do any damage really to a Dragonite, so we can literally just farm a Gallade down. So what we need to do is at least land one of these Dragon Claws, and we will be able to beat him to the next one because we had a bit of overfarm from the last attack. Now what we want to try and do here is hope that this lands and goes unshielded. If it does, we're in a really good spot. And it's gone unshielded, so we can quickly switch out to the Gengar here and try and farm all the way down. We will have to use a shield here, which is disappointing, but we will have a ton of loaded energy on the Gengar after this. If he doesn't switch out, that'll be a big mistake. He's switched out, so he's brought in the Swampert, and we're going to try and farm up to that Shadow Ball. If this goes unshielded, that's a one-hit Kapow right here. Hopefully he thinks it's just a Shadow Punch bait. And he's let it go. The big Shadow Punch bait gets us there. So if we shield this one, we'll be in a good spot. We won't have the shield. He has a shield advantage right now, which would have been better if he had the shield advantage on his Swampert here at the end. He's got the Dragonite with no health, which would be free farm if he throws it in now, which would be a very big mistake. We're waiting. He's probably waiting on the switch timer here, and he's throwing in the Dragonite. Oh, that was a mistake. Now I've got loaded energy here on my Gengar, and we will throw the Shadow Punch bait because we won't make it to a Shadow Ball, but our Charizard will be able to come in and win this game for us. Actually, no, well, it's almost dead. I didn't see that. So we might... Oh, we switched out. That's right. Now we'll catch the... I see here. Now we've let him farm down. And now we'll bring in the Gallade, because Gengar is sitting on that full charged Shadow Ball with just one quick attack when he comes in. So we'll see the Frenzy Plant here. It would have made more sense if this player had have gone for the Sludge Bomb, because he would have got more damage out of us. I believe that's the case, but either way, the double Frenzy Plants leaves him with 0 energy, and now we can just come in and finish him off with a Shadow Punch. That'll be enough damage to be getting rid of this Venusaur, and we are moving on to the 4-0 right now. And the next one coming in will decide if we get to the 5-0 or not. It's been rather tasty so far. So the last one coming in here is Basuchan 1125. We got Charizard coming in on the lead again against another Dragonite. So when the game knows that you've got a weakness, it likes to put it in your face. So we've got to try and hard counter our biggest weakness here. Dragonite and Magnezone are the two biggest weaknesses for this team. And we just need to keep... We can always absorb the first Dragon Claw, and then we need to try and get to two Dragon Claws against the opponent Dragonite, because they will never throw 2 shields unless they really love their Dragonite. And if we're able to get it early, which we are, that puts us in a good spot, because we'll get to the second Dragon Claw before they can get to their next one. Now if this goes unshielded, that's good night to Dragonite, and they still hold on to those 2 shields, unfortunately. So what are we seeing come in? It's a hard decision here. Maybe she's got something really weak to a Dragonite. It's an Ampharos, so we need to come in and do as many Shadow Punches as possible here and try and get shields from this Ampharos. If they don't shield these, it'll be rather silly, because the Ampharos has really decent advantage here against the Gengar, especially if he's got Thunder Punch in his arsenal, which it looks like he does have a Thunder Punch because it's come through rather quickly. There we go. So we do have to shield those Thunder Punches because Gengar is an absolute glass cannon. You will be forced to use shields more often than not if Gengar is on the field. Another one here, if it goes through unshielded, no, it gets the shield, so hopefully we will be able to... Yeah, we got a little bit of farm there, we snuck in the fast attack. Now we need to let this one go. As much as I love my Gengar, we got to let him go there. So now we come in with the Gallade to try and farm down, and they've switched out with a bit of loaded energy there. So what I have to do now is try my best to farm up to 2 close combats here. I tried to switch out to the Charizard, but unfortunately I didn't get there in time. So now I have to use my shield. But I do still have the Charizard there as a bit of shield protection. And I do need him when if I switch out after a close combat to get that debuff gone. So we have the first close combat coming in. What's going to happen here? It's got unshielded, so they're sitting on that last shield. I'm going to throw in a Leaf Blade. Hopefully this gets rid of our good friend Talonflame here if they go without the shield, because they will have another fast move on one more Incinerate. There we go. So I managed to get the switch out there. That was very fortunate. So now the Charizard is going to take this Flame Charge for us, and we'll be able to come and do one Confusion, and then we'll farm up to almost a Leaf Blade. And because of how slow Incinerate is, that won't do any damage to us. If I can get one Incinerate off, we got to the Leaf Blade while they were in their fast attack animation. So that's going to be a good game, very well played to my opponent. But that is us moving to a nice little streak there of 5-0. And it looks like our opponent has backed out of the game here, but it still will be a delayed response. But we managed to get that 5-0, so that's really nice there. This team, it is extremely weak on HP levels, but Gallade and Gengar have such enormous damage output. And with the amount of grasses that you see for people that need to come in with counters for a Swampert, Charizard gives you that bit of play with the fire typing. Another, outside of the Swampert, another one that's really strong against this lineup that I've experienced is actually an Incinerate Typhlosion. Incinerate Typhlosion absolutely melts Gengar and Gallade. It's not even close. I've come in with, I think it was yesterday, I came in with a Gengar with 2 shields. The Incinerates they just add up so much on a Gengar. It's insane how much a Typhlosion Incinerate can do. It's right up there with the Darmanitan Incinerate. They're both extremely strong and extremely powerful. But I hope you all enjoyed the 5-0 here. That moves our ELO all the way up into the 2000s. We hit Ace after this one. We managed to get to exactly 2005 as our ELO rating, all the way up from 1600. I will hopefully be having some more spicy action coming to you again soon with this same lineup. But as it stands, this is the Fade. Peace out. Don't forget to join our Salty Crew Discord so you can find raid partners and people to scrim with in Pokemon Go Battle. Alright, till next time. Hey everybody, my name's The Fade. Thanks for tuning into this YouTube video. I stream weekly on Twitch at twitch.tv/TheFade with a 4 and a 3. Weekdays Monday to Friday, 9:30 AM to 5 PM CET. Be sure to drop by the stream and give it a look.